everybody, welcome back. Now we're getting ready for week 5. Imagine 5 weeks we're into this already. October 12th to the 16th. But before we start with this week's stuff, let's make sure we do our shout outs for last week. Remember, we got to get our little speaker going here so we can do our shout outs. And we also have to have our little shout right? All right, so here we go with our shout outs. Let's get started with our pumpkin activity. The actual pumpkin weighed 14 pounds. So here's our shout outs. We had a lot of people participate, but here's some that really did extra work or special math kind of work, and those that came really close to the overall weight. So here we go. Claire Darlin, Gabe Giroux, Colin McBride, Kayla Shearer, Cam Odell, Hunter Lawson, Jonathan Hollingshed, Matthew McConnell, and Jackson Rookdy. And within 1 pound, special shout out to Claire, Gabe, Jonathan, and Matthew. Nice job, everybody. I appreciate you thinking about the pumpkin and then thinking about it mathematically. Now, you guys actually got closer than I did with the math. Okay? So be proud of yourselves and stay tuned till our next challenge problem. All right, how about Mathia achievers? Let's do some shout outs to them this week. These are the folks that did either extra, multiple workspaces, or spent extra time making sure that they got further along than the 20 minutes this week. Okay? So, and that's Alexis Brandt, Arthur Lucan, Colin McBride, Emma Cotois, Gabe Giroux, Isabel Bennett, Kayla Shearer, Madison Hamilton, Matthew McConnell, and Maya Eckel. I thank you all for the extra effort on Mathia. And then, every so often I want to do special shout outs. Okay, and this week we have a special group of people. These people either reached out and via phone helped other students get into the classroom, or they came to visit me on the access time after school to get extra help, or special understandings, or reached out during class and asked questions. You know, one thing we're trying to do with all this distance learning is get people to ask questions, because remember, know and ask. We're only getting half the learning unless I can get you to ask questions. So I want to a special shout out to these folks and say thank you. All right? So Abby Cotois, Alyssa Granados, Ashley Ohl, Carter Harris, Desiree Weston, Cam Odell, Maya Westenskow, Quinn Moses, and Serenity Sebasta. Again, these are folks that either did a lot of work on paper, snapped photos and uploaded it, made phone calls to me, texted me, showed up in the access time, and those that asked extra questions during class. Okay, so those are our shout outs for the week. I thank you for that. And now let's get started thinking about what we're going to do this week in geometry. See you in a minute. Good morning, everybody. Let's get ready for another week of geometry with Monty. All right, so now we've been in school for 4 weeks. We've talked about squares and shapes. We've talked about symbols, and we just spent an entire week on slope, okay? You know how to make a square, okay? 4 equal sides, right? Parallel, parallel, and then this idea of perpendicular, right angles, okay? Now, I want you to realize how much knowledge you're bringing to class. I need you to remember what makes a square a square. We've been talking about how do you know it's a square, and then ask the right questions. Okay, week 5, October 12th to the 16th. We are now in lesson 4, module 1, Topic 1, Lesson 4. For those of you that are opening your textbook and you're writing your notes in there, that's exciting. We're going to be on page 50, 54, and 60. We're going to focus on only 3 pages the entire week. Why? Only 3 pages out of 25? Because you have knowledge. All right? So, the first task. And during this video, pause. This is part of your homework for the week. We have point A, B, C. I need you to determine, where is point D? Where do we put point D in such a way that we make a square? I want you to pause the video, and I want you to find that point. Go ahead, pause it. Okay, now, the whole idea here is, where does that point live? So I'm here at C, okay, somewhere up there, somewhere up there, somewhere up there, about there. I'm at point A, somewhere there, somewhere there, somewhere there, somewhere there, somewhere about there, right? Okay, I want you to find that exact corner point that creates a square, okay? Serious, go ahead and find it. And in class on Tuesday, that is our entry task. Where does that point go? Okay, so you're going to find it. What's amazing is there's 80 of us. 80 students have Monty for geometry, and like 75 of you are all going to do it the same way. Serious. And it is the foundation to one of the most famous equations in all of math. This guy named Pythagoras realized something a long time ago. Seriously. When you pause the video, just Google Pythagoras and you're going to go, that long ago? Long before computers. Okay? So now, you're going to find this point. Okay? Once you locate this point, it's going to be really important that the entire class be able to share out how they found it. Okay? And almost all of you are going to do it the same way. You're going to count over and count up. You're going to count back and count down to verify that it is that point. Okay? All of you, to locate D, almost every one of you is going to count up and over. You're going to take that other point, A, and you're going to count down and back to verify that it's mathematically correct. Okay? All right, this is kind of exciting for me. I remember the classroom I was in when I actually discovered this. Okay? Now, the entire time we've been working on angles, we've been working on slopes. Starting this week, we have to actually do measures, okay? We want the actual length of those sides, okay? And to get this measure, okay, to show that this length is the same as that length, okay? When we're all done this week, we're gonna put this in such a way so that this is the same as this, this is the same as this, and we created a 90-degree angle, okay? So, hopefully you're starting to realize, whoa, down and over and up and over is nothing more than slope. Last week, we worked on perpendicular, this idea of the opposite reciprocal. Flip it and change the sign, okay? That's what creates the 90-degree angle. That's what makes a square a square. So, we're working on measures. We're actually going to be doing some math this week, and it's called a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So, I'm excited for this week. I hope you're excited for this week. Know that we do have to do some math. We might want to talk about which calculator you're going to use, because every calculator does this squared function a little bit different, whether it's your phone, whether it's one of those dollar store ones, whether it's ones from the classroom, or the online version. So, see you Tuesday in class.